Hey everybody, and welcome back to the show. The Kryptonite Show is here, and your host Superman in the house. And a big welcome to everybody. Now we're streaming over to Rumble. I really do love that platform. It's doing really, really great. And a big shout out to everybody over there. Don't forget to smash the follow and share the channel around as well. Now we're in the crypto category and finance category over there, so definitely check that out. And today we're covering a bit of news and conspiracy today. Because I think there is a bit of conspiracy afoot here, so we're going to talk about that as well. So let's get into all that. Hope you guys enjoy the show. We're obviously going to cover all the markets. So I hope you guys enjoy that, particularly around Bitcoin. We're obviously going to look at Pulsechain and Titanx and talk about X1 chain coming. That's coming up as well. And we're going to be looking at Emmett Farm and see how that's getting on and progressing. I think there's some new farms and things like that. I haven't checked it, but we're going to do it live. Sometimes it's the best way to do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Now get into the chat there too and say hello, and definitely smash the subscribe button there on YouTube, and of course over on X as well. So kind of cool. I think we're streaming on X, so I'll have to double check, but I think that is the case. Now we've got about 11,000 subscribers, so a big thanks to all the supporters out there. Really do appreciate it. And if you haven't got into our Discord, get into our Discord. Links in the video description. Only $12.50 a month to join our private club, and there's about 1,100 of us, so you can be one of those too. And we really do appreciate all the people in there. We've got a great bunch of people. Now, the other thing I was going to say is that we got a big surprise coming up that many of you want to get involved with. So if you love crypto and you want opportunities, that's coming up as well. So big shout out. I'm going to talk more about that and who's involved with setting that up and running it. So that's coming up too. So I hope you guys enjoy it. All right. So without further ado, let's get into the markets and see how that's all going. We've got Bitcoin at the moment at 82,631. That is down 0.43%. Bitcoin dominance sitting over 60%. Can you believe it? 60.09%. Crazy, right? Ethereum there at $1,809. Just unbelievable. It's so far below 2,000. We were over 3,000. Remember, 3,700, 4,100. And here we are at 1,800. Say what? Well, that's volatility in crypto. It might be the best performing markets out there, but you've got to ride the swings. Either you ride the swings or you sell the top and you buy the bottom. You've got a few opportunities there in the markets. And BNB at the moment down 0.5%, $603. Solana is actually up, so moving against the tide, up 800 to 0.1%, I guess, $125. XRP is also up 0.5%, $2.14. And Tron there is down almost 1%, 23.2 cents. ADA down 1.4% at the moment, and that is at 66 cents there. Now let's have a quick look at Litecoin and Suchain. Litecoin up 1%, Suchain up 2.5% at $86 and $2.36 respectively. So that is where we are at the moment on those leaders there. Let's jump over to the Bitcoin chart though, and let's change view. Let's be a bit dynamic here. That is the Bitcoin chart, and look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo! So $82,284. We're miles away from my support levels, and we're miles away from some of the lower ones that people have been putting out there. 62, 63, 64K, kind of the lower end. I'd be surprised if we get there. I'm expecting some big things moving ahead, and we're going to talk about that when we get up to our crypto news and conspiracies, because I think this is going to be pretty important. Now, we've got, obviously, this orange line is the 200-day moving average. That is currently sitting at 85,485. We're below that. We were above it. We're now below it the last 3 days. And then above that, of course, is the 50-day in yellow. It's a 50-day moving average. It's 88,167. Now, the thing I want to say about that is that we are still trying to avoid a death cross here, and we are getting closer and closer by the day. I'm still feeling pretty good that we're either going to have just a brief cross or a no cross at all. But we're going to need some price movements pretty shortly to do that. And I think that may happen. So what's the logic to that? Well, let's put a little marker in the sand, as it were, or a little line in the sand. And that line there, let's put a color on that. That line is, what color are we going to have there? Green. We'll have it green, just for a bit of positivity. That green line is when reciprocal tariffs, that's Liberation Day. Let's type that in, shall we? Liberation Day. That is coming up there in the United States, and that is reciprocal tariffs. Liberation Day there, and of course Trump 47. That is coming up, right? So let's make that a bit bigger, shall we? Liberation Day, and I guess we should make it green as well. We're doing color class today. Did I make the same green? Different green. That is Liberation Day coming up there. So are we going to get a counterintuitive move after this, right? So negative leading into the reciprocal day, and then we get a relief rally on the other side, right? And of course, that's kind of what I'm feeling is going to happen. We are moving into April as well. So April, I'm expecting Q2 to definitely bring in a lot of funds, given some of the rumors on the street. So we're going to talk about that. So that's kind of where we are with Bitcoin at the moment, trying to avoid that death cross and to keep the golden cross going. And maybe, very much maybe, we might see after this, sell-off, we might see some pretty big mooning to the upside there. So let's see if we can get something like that. And that is kind of what we're expecting could potentially happen. And so on. So let's see how we get on there. I'm not sure what happened to the details there. That's what we're expecting to happen. Maybe something up to that side. Not sure what happened to the arrows though. What's the arrows? I thought I had arrows on here, but there we go. Arrows. So let's see if that's something like that happens there in a counterintuitive move to where the market is situated at the moment. We've got a couple of comments in the house there. So a big welcome from me, of course. And we've got Brian, our community leader, in the house there. Hey, Brian. What's up, folks? Good to see Brian in the house there. Hedgehog as well. Pretty excited. We've got our other community leader there, Wookie. Here we go. What's it? Shimmy, shimmy. Yeah, I like the little dancing girls there. And what else do we got? Liberating Wookie. Yeah, probably on the 2nd of April, liberating you for sure. That's definitely possible there. And we've got Craig Pitt in the house. Hey, big shout out to you, Craig. Hope you're doing well as well. All right, very cool. Now, if you're over on Rumble, of course, get into the comments, make yourself known. We got one of our two community leaders there, Brian. He's in the chat there, and you can say hello to him as well. We've got a good amount of people watching over in Rumble, so definitely share the channel around. And we're trying to, we've only been here for 10 days or something like that. I can't remember now. So it's pretty new over on Rumble. So definitely spread the channel around over there in that community, and let's see if we can. Be one of the dominant crypto channels over on Rumble. So definitely check that out. And we also do variety shows as well. We cover politics and other stuff like that. So definitely spread the word. All right. So that's where we are at the moment. Let's get back into some of the other stuff that we're doing. So let's go back into the old mode, and we're going to check out a Bitcoin halving. So this is the Bitcoin halving chart. As you guys can see, we are continuing just to go up, up, up and away. And this is probably our last little dip here, as my guess, with these tariff issues. Now, obviously, we still have concerns. We don't want to be blindsided, but we still have concerns. Morgan Stanley increased earlier this year the recessionary chances to 40%. That means, GDP pulls back a bit, the markets pull back a bit, but that means it maybe forces the hand of the Fed to print money and to lower interest rates despite that. So let's see how that goes into the rest of the year. Now, that being said, I'm not expecting particularly any major geopolitical risks like China and Taiwan during this stage, despite posturing, but let's see. Everything's going pretty well at the moment on geopolitical issue side. Unfortunately, there was that big earthquake in Myanmar. You guys see that? It was pretty horrific. So, hearts and prayers go out to people in Myanmar there, and hopefully they get lots of support from the international community. So that is kind of there, and let's see how we go. But we're expecting the big rally, right? Still expecting the big rally. We haven't got this yet. We haven't got the big side of the rallies that we've seen in previous halvings. You can see the previous halvings. That's 2012, and that is 2016, and that there is 2020. And you can see the rally out the side here. And we're actually in the most bullish situation we've ever been compared to any of these periods, because we have ETFs, we have the Trump Bitcoin Strategic Reserve, we have the altcoin stockpile for the government. We know that many of the US states have been rushing through bills to get their portfolio to increase in Bitcoin. We know institutions are coming in big time. We saw GameStop is going to be buying Bitcoin. So there's lots of bullish stuff here. It really is only going to go up and to the right here. And we know that we've got forecasts from top analysts like Tom Lee of 150 to 250K, potentially with the upside of 400K. But let's stick with the 150 to 250 for 25. But 26, I'm expecting an elongated, run. And it will take probably, we're seeing a lot of early benefits, but probably take a good 9 months or so for a lot of Trump's golden era crypto stuff to take hold. You've got to build stuff and takes time. and things like that. But there are short wins you can do just by fixing a lot of things up, and we have been seeing that with Dodge and other things like that. So lots of cool stuff happening coming up there. The other thing, of course, we've also got the US budget. Needs to kind of been confirmed, I think, by about July the 4th. They want to do it a lot earlier than that, but let's see how that goes as well. So some pretty critical things coming up there. All right. I think Trump cabinet's doing an incredible job. They're everywhere, doing exactly what leaders should do. We never saw that under the Biden administration. It was almost like they're all at holiday camp. But we've seen these guys are working, and they're being seen working too. So it's pretty cool. All right, let's get into the results so far for Bitcoin. Well, we're almost at the end of March, right? So it's the 31st of March here in New Zealand. It means it's probably the 30th of March in the United States. And that means that we've still got about a day or so to go of March, and we're sitting down at 2.5% negative. So for March there. And of course, look at the previous years that we've had. The previous 4 years were all green. And that's the irony in it, right? That's the irony in it. Obviously, last year we had the Bitcoin ETF on January the 10th, and then, of course, rallied up there. But look at this, the irony of it. But of course, Trump's come in. He's shaking things up with the tariffs. The markets have, didn't like it because it's full of a lot of liberal economists as well. So they take the negative view of tariffs. But of course, we all know what Trump's trying to do there. And so we'll just have to ride that through. And maybe April is when it all starts happening, like the rumors on the street have said. So that is where we're heading now. Now, Bitcoin ETFs, of course, have been pretty interesting. Let's have a look at the amount that we've been getting. So we obviously had a big sell-off here. You can see the Bitcoin chart in yellow. And then we had the big sell-off in reds from the ETFs. Then we had a little bit of recovery in the chart, and of course the ETF started money flowing through. Now the last day that we actually had negative outflow, 93 million. So that's kind of where we are, and Bitcoin there pulling back. So a little bit of pullback there, but like I say, a couple of days of volatility until Wednesday, and then maybe it's time to moon, right? Time to moon again. Let's get into our new crypto news and conspiracies. Well, Michael Saylor has been out there and about there. Now, obviously, we've got this, this crypto digital board, led by Sachs and as the AI and digital czar. And he's been really, really good. He sold something like $200 million worth of crypto, so he doesn't have conflict of interest. And he's just such an advocate for just common sense regulation and these crypto funds for the United States. And Michael Saylor, of course, is a massive proponent of that. And you can see some of the topics that he's been talking about recently. Bitcoin stability mechanism. He's talking about embracing new platforms. Bitcoin as a financial strategy. I mean, this is sort of stuff that he's been getting into. And he's been having meetings with a lot of people, right? So he's been having a meeting with all these people in the White House and telling them how it should play out. And he knows a lot of the institutions that are going into crypto, right, all over the place. So he knows a lot of the stuff that's happening when he's making decisions, right? He knows who's coming in behind him, so to speak. And so he is. This is where the conspiracy becomes true, right? Because he's going to all the meetings. Everyone wants to talk to him, and it's just where it's going, right? So. This is sort of stuff we're getting in there. Now, we obviously saw GameStop obviously announced that it's going to invest. So really the dominoes are falling one after another. And therefore, we're going to have a hyper big rally. This rally coming up is going to be absolutely huge. And it's going to be very fast as well. Just like we've had sort of a brutal day down, it's going to be pretty aggressive to the upside. And we all know, 20, 30 days of the year is typically when you get a lot of your big moves in crypto, right? So this is where we're heading at the moment. He says, what is the minimum amount of Bitcoin a GameStop there needs to buy to be respected by Bitcoiners? And of course, they got 3 billion king move there, 47% winning out. Now, this is where I talk about the conspiracy coming true, right? So Michael Saylor there continuing to invest in more Bitcoin, adding more to his stockpile. I think he's got something like half a million at the moment. Remember, there's only 19.8 million in existence. There's only going to be 21 million Bitcoin total. And of course, the last little bit of Bitcoin's coming out in 2141. So it's a long way away, but most of it in the next few years, right? So, MSTR there, Treasury Operations, resulted in 3,500 Bitcoin gain worth 307 million at BCC at 87K. So this guy, it's come back to 87 from 108,000, and he is still buying. So pretty cool there. He is going for gold. So he's having all the conversations. It's just going up and up and up. And so this is kind of what I want to talk about was, some of the conspiracies are true because these guys are all meeting together. Now, if anyone's done any corporate stuff or any investment stuff, you guys know they all talk to each other. They all become mates and they all make themselves richer, as well as, I guess, people that use their vehicles as well. And he's getting a lot of streaming stuff here. Do not sell your Bitcoin, he says. And of course, Bitcoin is manifest destiny for the United States of America. Well, that fits in pretty well with Donald Trump's golden age of America, right? The Bitcoin is manifest destiny. I mean, these are big visionary words. And this was at the DC Block Summit as well. So he's just really been absolutely huge on that. Now, he's also showed how big the diversification winner is in terms of stocks versus crypto. And of course, he's got Mr. there, 2,526%, Bitcoin up 632% there, Nvidia up 900%, Tesla 190%, well, probably till recently anyway. And that is pretty crazy there. The most powerful idea in corporate finance today is Bitcoin. Find out, and of course, that is true. And I think this is just going to go up and up and up and away. And his vision around Bitcoin is going to end up coming true there. He's got a picture of Sailor Moses there. He's got thou shalt not sell thy Bitcoin. Thou shalt not sell thy Bitcoin. That's the 10 commandments there. We got more Bitcoin, less risk. So he's got Mr. there, negative 4%. He's got Tesla there at 37%. Obviously, Tesla getting hammered because of Trump's dedication to getting rid of debt. And there's a lot of players in there, corrupt players that are trying to get him back for it, right? So yeah, that is big stuff there. Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy portfolio tracker, $42 billion. Woo! So not bad, eh? Not bad. Up 25% as well. So it's doing pretty well. Stay orange. That's right. Bitcoin there. So some pretty cool stuff there from Michael Saylor. And like I say, the conspiracies are true. These guys are meeting lots of very rich people. And the crypto bull market's going to be absolutely glorious. It's going to be amazing. So that's pretty cool there. Let's have a look at the rankings. We've got Bitcoin, crypto, at market cap on CoinGecko at $2.75 trillion. 2.75 trillion. Now, just remember numbers like that because this number is probably going to be 10 trillion. Probably next year. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 10 trillion next year. So it's down 2.2% today. But once those billions of dollars start ramping in, and we're still at the beginning, we've pretty much got a lot of players potentially on the playing field. But there's only a few that are actually playing compared to what we'll be playing by next year and the year after. It's going to be absolutely glorious in Bitcoin. So pretty crazy. People used to talk about, can you get 1 Bitcoin? Well, these days they talk about, can you get 0.1 Bitcoin and so on to, make you rich. So think about the vision there. Now, some of the best performers in the top 100 at the moment, we've got the top list is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then we've got XRP at number 4, BNB at number 5, Solana at number 6. We've got Dogecoin at number 8, Cardano at number 9, and Tron at number 10. Now, we've got a few others down here I just wanted to talk about. We've got Avalanche at number 17, Stellar at number 16 there. We've got Suchain at number 20. Shib Inu is at number 21 there. Hedera there at 22. Litecoin at 23. Mantra at 24 there. Polkadot at 25. Bitcoin Cash, one of the old favorites. Bitcoin Cash, 26. And we got a few others there. Budget Token. Now, Pi Network has been slipping. It was slipping there. It was, remember, number 11 when it debuted, or pretty much, maybe not debuted, but pretty early on. And now it's at 29. Now, why do we talk about this? Well, this is not real crypto, not real DeFi, right? It's certainly not DeFi. It may be crypto to some degree, but it's very TradeFi centralized, very controlled. It's like a coin that the European Union would create to oppress and control people. And of course, they've been very, very slow doing a lot of things. I mean, the team are a bunch of, I think they're idiots, but hey, look, they've got a huge following and I can't ignore that, right? So there's been about 60 million pioneers that have downloaded the app and mining this, but man, it is just a spaghetti junction. I don't know whether it's going to succeed to the degree that they think it's going to, for two reasons. One is that people will probably just abandon it and move into the rest of crypto because there's better freedom opportunities in crypto, particularly DeFi, right? So that would be one criticism I have. The second one would be that a lot of people will be annoyed that they don't get a lot of their tokens that they've been mining for years, right? Because of the KYC process, which is ridiculous. Now, those are the two criticisms. The positive is that they're building a huge business network into their platform, and they have potentially a large global audience for it. So we'll see whether those two things outdo the former two criticisms that I had. Regardless, the criticisms stand true to some degree. So we'll see how that goes. That is a Pi network, and so yeah, we'll just see how it goes there. Hard to argue with a big crowd, but at the moment it's been selling off. And of course, as you know, guys know, on the max chart there, it was kicked off at $1.84, went down to 67 cents, then rallied to a high of about $2.91. It's now at 77 cents, and this is all inside a month and 10 days. So it's done that in 40 days. That is the chart in 40 days. So pretty crazy stuff happening right there. All right, so let's get into Pulsechain. Now, Pulsechain, of course, I did a show yesterday. Was it Bloodshed or something? I can't remember now. It was pretty brutal. And of course, Pulsechain there, day 688 days since it launched. Now, it launched 13th of May 2023. The snapshot for it was the 10th of May, and of course, it was a full system state fork of Ethereum. It was pretty awesome. Unfortunately, a little bit after May, on the 31st of July, the SEC came hunting for Richard Hart, the founder of this. And of course, Richard Hart, they're known as the big rebel founder with the highest engagement out of any influencer out there. And as a founder, he obviously was a storm. And, did they just take on Richard Hart? They also took on the Pulsechain, PulseX, and Hex there as well. They were all being sued in court, which was just absurd. And of course, there was massive jurisdictional issues there because Richard Hart was in Europe and not in the United States. And the only investor they had really to pin it on was some guy that lived in New York that had a axe to grind, and that was it. That's how weak it was. And then, of course, they put together their case against Richard Hart and the Pulsechain. And of course, it looked like it was written by a junior lawyer that just come out of university or college, and it was really struggling. It was really badly put together. Anybody with a good common sense, good intelligence that can write a good essay could have put together a better case than the ones that they put on there, excluding maybe references to law. But it was pretty crazy stuff. Now, we got Pulse at the moment is at quadruple 0187, down 12.5%. So we had a little bounce yesterday after the show. So yesterday's show was down as well, but then we had a bounce. We were down about 30% yesterday, remember, during the show. And then we had a bounce after the show, and then we had another retrace again. So we're down 12.5% at the moment. So guess where we are at? We're at 19%. Take that back. 19% of the mean sacrifice price. So 5x basically back to the mean sacrifice price. So what a deal at the moment. Pulsex at the moment, quadruple 0163, down 8.7%, sitting at 16.3% of the mean sacrifice price. So here's the interesting thing about these two numbers is that Pulse looks like it's converged on Pulsex. So we've got a bit of converging going there with the ratios and in regards to the sacrifice prices. And then we've got the burn there, 1.35 trillion burned. So that's going pretty well on the burn. We've got incentive token at the moment down at $1.07. So that's actually not so bad. That's actually held up relative because that was actually below $1 yesterday. Remember, it got down to like 95 cents, 96 cents. And that is down 5.28% at the moment. So that hasn't retraced as bad as the Pulse and Pulsex have. Hex at the moment is at 45 hundredths of a penny, down 7.67%. Now, remember, Hex was one of the 4 best coins in 2021, 10,000x. So people had made millionaires at least for about 2 months when it peaked out there in, what was that, September, I think it was, October, September 2021, I think it was. So that is where we are there. And now we've got EHEX also at 1,400 of a penny. Combined price of EHEX and PX is 59 hundredths of a penny. So it's just under 6/10 of a penny there at the moment. So those are Richard Hart coins. And opportunity. I still say opportunity is still there. DCAing and all that still plays out. When there's the most fear in the street and you're still expecting altcoin season to come, it's probably the best time to get to that. I still have one criticism, of course, and that's the same one Richard had, which is that we need to, thin out those LP pools for PDI there. PDI, causing some havoc here, and of course the Atropa Dev as well, causing a lot of havoc as well. So James Murray out there with his live broadcast of his actions there. So we're sitting at 4.5 million bits at the moment, and we're sitting at 0.3 of a penny for a Pulsex swap. Looking at the bridges, validators. So I think validators is a very good time to get into validate. Hey, look, it's only 20% of the mean sacrifice price to become a validator at the moment. It's just like really good idea to pick up 32 million pulse. I mean, that's cheap as chips. And at the moment, we've got 48,683 validators. You just sit back in the background earning pulse, not bad. And then we've got the bridge at the moment, which is we've been looking at. Let's have a look at that. Let's see if that's going to pop up there. That's not. Oh, there we go. So we've got 83,500, 8.3.5 million. I think we were at just over 84 million yesterday. So it looks like we're down about 500,000 here. Our E-DAI, the DAI from Ethereum, is still sitting at 24.5. So that's pretty much what it was yesterday. I can't think the USDC is pretty similar, and USD Tether possibly similar there. Obviously, EHEX there's. I don't know if we've had much change from yesterday, and obviously ETH is down at 1,800. So, and Bitcoin there, what was it, 83 we said earlier. So obviously just down a little bit there on the chain. So actually not too bad. This is not too bad there. It's indicating bridged out $1 million. So probably get millions of dollars back under the right circumstances. So we'll keep looking out for that. That's where we are on that one. Let's have a look at the volumes on Pulsechain. $30 million. So it's a bit better than yesterday from memory. I think we were at 25, something like that maybe. So 30 million today, and the transactions 315,000. We haven't got many green charts on the trending list here so this is on 6-hour trending, and we've got Doubt is kind of sitting up there 5%. We've got this sun mineral, soil mineral as well. Now, I want to talk about that. I did talk about that yesterday, right? So what we're going to be seeing here with soil, I think this is the official soil. I'm going to make sure, yeah, that's the official one here, 00E4. Now, this is the big kicker on this, right? So this is some secret source here, tip of the day. You can call it the crypto tip of the day, and that is we've got the price at 2,400 of a penny, so 2.4 cents, and soil there from Sun Mini Meal. This is a magical weight loss food in Europe, and the founder was a Hex CEO. And this is going to have the token is going to be burning off soon in about a day or so. It's going to start burning off based on customer revenue, something like that. So I'm going to do a whole video on that because this is a massive onboarding tool onto Pulsechain. So this is tip of the day there. You might want to check out some soil at SOIL there, and that is the smart contract there at the moment. So that is your tip of the day on the crypto show. This thing could really start to moon. Now, there is quite a large supply, so you're going to have to do tokenomics, but we'll go through that on a whole show coming up, because this is going to be potentially a major onboarding to Pulsechain. Despite the Pulsechain being down at the moment, this is, in terms of the market, this is a massive potential win for Pulsechain with massive potential onboarding. So the price at the moment, very, very friendly. You can see there's a little bit of bounce in the chart just on some of this news coming out. But that's something I'm going to focus on probably in a video later on today. So hold on to you for that. So that is the tip of the day there. And I'll post the chat. I'll post the chart in the chat there if you guys want to check it out on your own time. But I will be doing a review of that coming up probably later on today, because I think it's going to be a big deal for Pulsechain. So that is the link to that one. You can check it out. Tip of the day. All right. So that is where we are on that one. Let's jump over to Emmet Farms. Emmet Farms, of course, we've been covering this for 10 days, something like that. Emmet Farms here. So the price was sitting at about $1.10 last night when I turned in for the evening. It's currently at 74 cents. Obviously, the market and Pulsechain had another pullback. Sometimes those can have an impact on farms. The TVL's gone up though. So total value there's it's gone up to 20. I think we're sitting at 19 million yesterday. I think we started off at 17,000. So we're sitting at 20,000 there. And the total supply, so we're sitting at 99,831 Emmet tokens. Now remember, it started off at 100,000, and so far we're at burned 629. So we're still below the initial supply, and a lot of that's still sitting in the team's wallet. So it's not too bad there. Market cap still pretty modest at 74,000. I think it peaked out when the price of the token rallied over $2. It peaked out to maybe 180 or something. $1,000. So yeah, the emission rate still pretty much the same, 318. Remember, the dev Kairos was very, very clever, and instead of making it 3,188, which was initial, he reduced it by 10x there, did a Richard Hart play, and I think that was a smart move. So particularly in the climate at the moment with the markets down, the market's down, Pulsechain, so good time there. Now the yields are still looking pretty juicy, 609% for the Emmet Pulse pair. We got Emmet, the Emmet Inc pair is sitting at 460%. The managed the Emmet PulseX pair is sitting at 1,389%. So that's really good in there. And of course, the yield there at the moment, we've got Emmet Pulse at 7,000 TVL. We've got 2,000 TVL in the incentive pair and only $700 in the Emmet Pulsex pair. Hence, the APR very, very high there. We'll see whether Pulsex goes into that. Now, the other one, of course, is the stake one. People are just staking their Emmet, and they're earning indicative here at 926%. So there's no impairment loss risk there, and that is 926%. So that's pretty impressive. The total amount in there at the moment, $14,800. And of course, that would reflect also the fact that the Emmet price has gone down from $1.10 to 73 cents overnight. So just note that as well. Obviously, that has a big impact on APRs. But, people can still get pretty damn good yields, and therefore they can always push the price up if people are buying Emmet to do that, right? That's the logic there. And, of course, we've got the two farms that we had. Dai Pulse sitting at 116%. That's got a 5x allocation. That's gone up from 3x. Remember, yesterday it was 3x. It's gone to 5x. And we've got the TVL in there, 4,100. The Ink Pulsex farm is sitting at a 5x too. It's gone up from 3x to 5x, sitting at 91%. Pretty similar to yesterday, I think. I think it was around 100%, somewhere around there. And there's $5,200 in TVL in that pool. So that's probably helped lift overall the pool up there, almost up to 20,000. What was it, 20,000 there? Now, also the Dow is kicking away, right? The Dow's kicking away. And we can see that there's a couple of votes on. Let me just check out that. We've got 3 votes already, 4 votes already. Wow. Okay, we had 2 votes yesterday, if you guys remember. We had Dark Meme Coin, which it's getting pretty much in favor, 3,000 versus 621 against. So it looks pretty favorable. We've got proposal to add Neon by Nexion. And I may very well be doing some coverage of Nexion. So look forward to that coming up. That's 2,300 for, 194 against. Then we've got proposal 3, Impulse. So if you guys know Kairos is the developer founder for Emmet. He's been around the Pulsechain community for a long time. And out of his first project, he's done other projects, but the last project he did before Emmet was Impulse. And you guys may remember it from like a year ago or so. And he's got that Impulse collaboration, Impulse category with Impulse Emmet and Impulse Farms tied to RH tickers, Impulse Pulse, Impulse Inc., Impulse Pulsex. And they've got 11,100 votes for that. And that looks pretty good. That looks like it's actually nothing against it at the moment, nothing against it. Then number 4, collaboration with Finvestor ecosystem. Obviously, Finvestor has been one of the most profitable big plays on Pulsechain in the last 3 months. So they've got this coming in as well that could potentially introduce a big community. Also, Finvestor Pulse and Finvestor Emmet for LP farms. So far, 1,000 points for. So, the Dow's working as expected, and it's only early. And, of course, they last for 3 days, so it's pretty cool. The other thing, of course, is the NFTs are out there as well. They're going to have a rarity chart coming out soon. We're almost at halfway. There's only 555 of these. We're up to 244 minted so far. And, it's going to be fun to see this play out as well. That also it gives you additional bonus in the community. If you get into Telegram, there's a community bonus, right? So if you get on that list, you've got to ask Kairos to get on the list. You do have to help, contribute as well, just be engaged and help share the word. So you can, if you type in /link, you can actually get your own link and invite people. I mean, it's kind of a cool thing to do. So let me get on that, and let me just post that in the chat. If you guys want to join up today, you can do that. So let me just add that in, and you can join Emmet Farm community there and get on the airdrops list. You have to ask Kairos, but people help you in the chat there to do that. Emmet Farm Telegram and airdrop list. And I think there's still 10 of them to go, if I remember rightly. So kind of cool. So big shout out over on Rumble there. Hope you guys are having a good time and enjoying, a pretty quality crypto show. And I was just looking through the crypto shows over on Rumble yesterday, and I thought, this show's looking pretty good quality-wise. So I hope you guys are enjoying it there too. And of course, we do variety shows as well. So we do cover politics and sports and other things from time to time. So definitely expect to get into that. But if you like high yields, Emmet Farm's looking pretty good right now on Pulsechain. Not bad at all. Not bad. And thanks, big shout out to Brian over there and Walkie as well, doing the moderation. Great job over on Rumble there. All right, so that's kind of it on that. Now let's get into the big thing here on Pulsechain. Now PUSD ALGO is coming. Everyone's talking about the PDI drama, and conspiracy theories have gone through the roof over on that. But of course, the ultimate algorithmic stablecoin like Terra Luna, but done right, full DeFi Terra Luna solution, as opposed to the centralized mess that Terra Luna was. Well, this is going to potentially be the holy grail in crypto worldwide. So we're looking forward to this, and it's coming to Pulsechain. So we have got the Signum Oracle coming up on the 11th, and that's going to be a precursor for this. So it's a requirement to get up and running. Obviously, the Fetch Oracle launched a couple of weeks ago, so we've got 2 oracles on Pulsechain by the time we get to 11th of April. And once this is up and running, Jacob, the world's best peer-to-peer dev, arguably, is going to be giving us an update following that oracle, and then hopefully we'll get this PUSD algo up and running. We know that he's hired a team of devs to bring this to completion, so that's extremely exciting. And who knows who may get behind this project, but of course you've got an opportunity to get behind it as well. Remember, this is not like any normal sacrifice project. I consider it more of a contribution. Up to 75% of the funds will be used in the protocol day one, and of course that's going to help feed the LP farms and also the stability miner, which is really the secret sauce, the thing that makes this work. So it's going to be full DeFi. It's going to be epic. And of course, not just a stable coin that will be pegged closely to $1. It will also be backed on top of USDL liquidity fork, and also have a DeFi platform where you're earning yield. And a lot of people want to earn, park their crypto and earn sweet yield during both bull markets and bear markets. So this is going to be a huge opportunity here, and it could be like so popular like liquidity that it gets cloned over to multiple chains and becomes one of the gold standards of stable coins out in crypto. And of course, we know that the US government's moving big time into stable coins, so this is going to be pretty epic. So check it out, and the link's in the video description for that if you want to participate. And of course, if you type in PUSD algo into the YouTube, you'll be able to see all the details about this protocol, right? So just type in PUSD algo, and you can contribute to that. Now, there are 2 bonuses in here, right? So this first one is 90%. You can use the link in the video description or use the link here in the chat. The second one, of course, if you do $1,000 contribution, then you'll get into the second bonus, what they call bonus X. That's up to 2X multiplier that's randomly generated, and that could make your contributions really, really big. So you definitely want to use the 90% referral. If you're doing under $1,000, obviously if you're doing over 1,000, you definitely want to do that because it's going to get you to there. So maybe you want to do 840 and then you get 90%. That's going to get to 1,000. That opens up the second bonus, which could be 2 times what you had. It's going to be random generated, so between 1.01 and 2x, and could be pretty amazing there. So best of luck with that. And of course, I'll keep you posted with how this is progressing. And I hope to get Jacob on once he's given us his updated plans here for completion for PUSD algo. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see that play out. All right, we got Wookie in the house there. Hey, Wookie, liking those symbols there. You got your symbols doing your drawing. Smash the like, definitely smash the like there. I like that. You're being very creative today, I must say. We got Zach collects cards in the house there. So everybody, hey Zach, hope you're doing well. And we got Only Crypto, awesome. Hey, big shout out to you, man. Appreciate you and see you in the Telegram often. So big shout out there. Hey. And Toxic Headshot says, I can't wait for Liberation Day. Yeah, hopefully once we get past Liberation Day, things will settle down in crypto, and we'll get that big rally. Once that rally comes on, you guys know what it's like when we get turned from this sort of a shakeout, bearish sentiment at the moment, and we get into the hyper rally. It's glorious, right? And it will be coming. It will be coming, and it always takes people off guard because they've been so much in the bear market type of conditions that they forget, and then it happens so fast. They go, and then they FOMO. Everyone FOMOs, so they don't buy down here where it's nice and cheap. They FOMO when it gets really expensive. I don't know. It's just human psychology, right? All right, so let's have a quick look at TitanX. Obviously, Jake Sharp has been ramping up his posts ever since he got back to social media after about 2 months away. And of course, broken his principles about marketing. So it's just the way it goes. I'm not really into crypto principles because I think it's virtually impossible for people and project teams to hold true to them. So just the way it goes, like you hear first principles everywhere. And I never really, how many projects really truly are first principles? Very few. And so it's just the way it goes. But what I would say is that it has some great designs, some features, right? And so let's see how it plays out with the bull market ahead of us. Now we know for TitanX, all the buy and burns have been turned off. TitanX is turned off. DragonX is turned off. Hyper is turned off. Hydra is turned off. And so these are huge collateral back buy and burns that are just sitting there all turned off. And so it's going to have a great day once they get turned on. So question is when, how much, who, all that sort of stuff. So we shall see. But at the moment, we see Titan X sort of bottoming out. Is this the bottom of wave 2? Have we finally reached it? Is it about to turn into wave 3? We shall see. But at the moment, it's pretty brutal on the chart. We're down at 6 zeros, 1368. And of course, that is a new all-time low. We got used to that because Pulse is in a new all-time low, right? So it's not like it's got friends, got cousins. It's got cousins. And of course, let's look at the wrapped ETH. The wrapped ETH is better off, though. So Titan X versus the wrapped ETH is better off. We're at 10 zeros, 7,600, and it seems to have bounced off 6,900. So that's from 2 days ago. So we are doing a little bit better, but we have yet to, we've got to break this line here. We've got to get to lose a zero, right, basically, and get up to maybe something up here, maybe 9 zeros and 1,000, and start moving up to higher highs. So that's maybe it's not too far away. We shall see. Jake Sharp's definitely posting a lot of stuff, and maybe the market starts lifting there as well. Now, DragonX is kind of the one that's looking kind of cool because the ratio is going up a bit. So let's give a quick look at that while we're here. And we're going to flip it to Titan X ratio and see that it's actually slowly creeping up, isn't it? So we're at 7.12 here. That is on the hourly chart. Let's go to the daily chart, and we can sort of see it slowly creeping up. Is it about to break up? Because 7.2 would be a nice break up here. Let's see if it can do that. So that's it's DragonX. Now, Shogun is up slightly today, 2%. Nice. That's going Omnichain. We've even got Hydra there is gone from 0.07 to 0.08. So that's closing up. I knew that was going to close up. That's up 1.5% because it's just too much of a discount. It was down at 0.05, for goodness sake. That was just ridiculous. All the minting is out, you see, and the buy and burns turned off. So I don't know. That was just markets for you, though. Now, Vault, Bitcoin Genie came out. I still haven't read that yet and need to do that. It's just one of those things. Morpheus, of course, going on the chain down 10%. Let's have a look. I'm just going to go down much further here. Let's scroll all the way. Oh, Ascend is down 23%. That's a bit of a hit today. And so is Stacks down 70%. Flare is down 26% as well. Uranus is still holding up pretty well. Could pull back a little bit there on the ratio, 2.09, but still doing okay. That's the first project over on Base Chain. That's part of the Omnichain strategy. That's ticking away there. I don't think they've done any of the webbing yet. So that's still to come with 4 or 5 projects going over and webbing up to Uranus. And that will increase arguably the volume and possibly MEV bot activity. We shall see. Bitcoin Genie white paper, need to read that. And Taurus there, I'm looking forward to that coming out too. So we shall see how that goes. Now, we're going to wrap up. Our final topic is a big one, I think, because as you guys know, we're all looking for X1 chain from Jack Levin, the famous vampire, as they call him. Who's going to be the vampire slayer? I don't know. Sun Tzu, is it you? And of course, shimmy, 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 shaky, shaky, shaky. You're really playing around with those. You're really playing around with those little symbols today, Woogie. That's funny. All right, so is that what we're going to see? So he's been posting out some pretty interesting comments lately around Zen. He hasn't really done many comments around Zen for months. Every so often there'll be a comment around X1 and Zen. Now, Zen, of course, got minted out on 13 plus chains. And, of course, people are going to be able to potentially burn them for the pool parties. And, of course, they're going to get allocations of XN coin for the X1 chain. Now, the X1 chain is a big deal because, obviously, Jake Sharp is, Google employee number 21 or something. And he's got a big following and lots of other different things. But the main thing is that it's going to be a full system state. Not full system. It's going to be a fork of Solana, and it's going to have all the bells and whistles of the latest tokenomics and technology on it. So it's a big deal. We know that at the moment, the proof of work side is called Zen Blocks. People can do that, mine that at the moment. And I've got a video on that if you want to do that. The links, just search up Zen Block mining on the channel. You'll be able to do that. And that's pretty easy to do. You could set that up within 10 minutes, I think, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, pretty quick. And of course, we've also got the current validating going as well. So the proof of stake side, I think that is for the blockchain, and that's currently going on as well. So we've got both of those, and it's really in the final test run. The chain is expected to go live. Some people have been putting out on the internet there, or on X at least, that they're talking about the 1st or 2nd of April that it's going to launch. We shall see. But certainly we've been getting a lot of little posts here from Jack Levin here. So he goes, this is from ZenPub. Want another Zen Ethereum stat? As of today, Zenians spent a total of $73,138 million to mint and claim Zen. That's crazy, right? That's crazy. I don't consider that like I'm fully behind the X1 chain. I love it. I think the idea is going to be great. Zen was a great opportunity, but they talk about fair crypto. There's another fair crypto project. I don't see it. I don't see it. $138 million to mint and claim. That's not fair crypto for me. It's just wreck crypto. You could have put all that money into the protocol itself. So rather than giving it to values on the chain, it's just a complete utter nonsense. It's almost psychotic. But it is the only thing you could argue it is good. It gives you a little bit of marketing, but it's a wasted marketing. It's kind of crazy. So imagine putting that into a crypto. My goodness, you could have really pumped a crypto and said Zen's looks like it's got the forever down coin, right? The forever down coin. That being said, I think that the time now for Zen to get in Zen such a good entry. And of course, if you haven't joined our strategy club, you should definitely join up for that. The link's in the video description. That's only $35 a month, so join up to that. We're passing intel in there all the time. And of course, I think, this is looking very, very close. It does look getting closer and maybe very, very soon. So maybe we'll get a surprise launch here. Then you got another one's here, Zen, another post here. Price is what you pay, value is what you get. Well, I don't know about that, but you can decide. It's very important to have a critical cap on whenever you're looking at anything. Doesn't matter what you're looking at. If you're looking at mainstream media, you definitely got to have a cap on, right? Because that's just pretty much 99% propaganda. And of course, you've also got to do it in crypto, right? Because how do cryptos do well? One of the reasons is because of a promotion, and marketing, right? But so you got to make sure: is it actually real value? Is it is it pie in the sky value? Is it here today and gone tomorrow, or is it going to last another day? So it's kind of there. But anyway, we're getting a bit of promotional type of stuff coming out from Jack. This is 3 hours ago. Zen, we are coming. Join us. So looks like we're getting little blues clues that it's X1 could be just around the corner. So we shall see. First fork of Solana. Going to be a big deal, and I suspect that the chain will probably not go down. So that's a big bold claim there. But he's done a lot of work on the chain. And added a lot of technology in there, so we shall see. Now it's going to have cool things like Eigen layer. In other words, you can bridge stuff in from other chains and stake it and earn XN coin. It's going to be very popular, right? So there's going to be lots of ways of onboarding people, and of course the burn party is going to be there. People burn Zen for those. I'm not sure exactly how they're going to run that. We had their first their old setup for tokenomics. I don't know how much they're going to hold on to that. Remember, there was only going to be 1 billion tokens. And I think that's a good max supply. We shall see how that shakes out when the tokenomics come out. But this could be getting very, very close indeed. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. That was a little bit of a big teaser that X1 could be one of the better performing chains coming up. It's going to have all the bells and whistles for sure. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now I will be doing another stream later on today, maybe on the big onboarding to come to Pulsechain with the soil token. I may do cover that in detail, so you don't want to miss that alpha. That's going to be full of alpha. That is potentially a juggernaut coming to Pulsechain, despite the market be down. So, the market can be down, but we can still have very bullish things coming into the Pulsechain. And so we're going to talk about that, break that down for you guys. So I look forward to that. And we've got more stuff coming too. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, I've got a big announcement, of course, working with a couple of people in the Discord. We are setting up a new platform that people will be able to get involved in. And so we're going to talk about that coming up soon at the moment as well. All right, so take care, everybody, and I'll catch you on the next show. Big shout out to everybody over Rumble. You guys have been a crazy, crazy good audience. And over on YouTube, big shout out to you guys, long-term supporters. And it's going to be a lot of fun moving forward, A lot of fun for sure. We got Property Viewer in the house. There's good coverage. I appreciate that. Big shout out to you. And I'll guys catch you on the next show later on today. Take care and bye for now. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the follow, and join us in Discord. Links are in the video description. And I'll catch you on the next show. Bye for now.